Hello and welcome to a very, very slow Sunday with me, Mr. H. I've got one piece of news here for you, but it's fascinating. It's over on Deadline, and it goes into how Paramount is basically just trying to figure out Star Trek. And like I said, it's on Deadline, so good place, good source. And I guess now, how are you going to say that it's all alt-right or right-wing websites and all this kind of stuff? Side note to anyone who doesn't know what I'm referencing here. Whenever I cover Star Trek news, there's a vast amount of people that come on and say that it's all right-wing, and that it must be right-wing people that hate Star Trek or something like that. Last time I checked, Deadline wasn't really, right-wing. So I'm going to be fascinated to see what you say now. But anyway, like I said, I just found that to be really, really interesting. That is one of the things that people say. Isn't that interesting? It's the go-to these days. You don't like this? You're right-wing. Please, you simpleton. So basically, Emma Watts, it's her top priority now at Paramount to figure out Star Trek reboot. And this is an exclusive to Deadline. I don't think many places have kind of picked up on it too much anyway. Or how it kind of intertwines with the things that we've also learned now, if that makes sense. So we'll dive into the report. Okay, I've kind of squashed it down a little bit because otherwise, to get the headline in, it just doesn't make any sense. So exclusive. It looks like Paramount's plan to next make the Star Trek movie that Noah Hawley wrote and plans to direct has been put on pause for a moment. Now, we've been saying that for a long time. A long time. And I've done it, and I've made a few videos on this. Every time people say, you're wrong, you're lying, talking out your rear end, all this kind of stuff. The writing has been on the wall for a while. Now, this isn't to say, oh, well, I was right. It's more to say, when those initial rumours came out, there seemed to be some legitimacy behind them, and now it's kind of come to fruition. Whether it was right at the time or is right now is kind of besides the point. It just follows that trend of, it looks like it, it looks like shit, it smells like shit, it's probably shit, basically. Now, new film chief Emma Watts, who managed many a franchise at Fox, so she was in fact quite pivotal. She liked sci-fi, right? She was very pivotal in Alien and Predator, and also Planet of the Apes. She likes science fiction. So her in charge is actually really, really quite good. And also, she has a history with Noah Hawley. Not like that. She has a history with Noah Hawley because Noah Hawley had basically pitched an Alien TV series as well. So there is some history there. There is definitely, some kind of room for growth. Emma Watts is great. She is good. And if this is right, and that she's basically going, nope, we need to stop this. We need to stop everything. And we need to go, how are we going to tackle this? Let's go back to basics. That's a really good sign, I think. Now, it goes on and says that basically, the pause on the Hawley project, which had been in soft prep, prompted rumours this week that the filmmaker might exit. But that has not happened yet, sources say to Deadline. Okay, so Deadline revealed in 2019 that Hawley made a deal on Trek, that Fargo and Legion EP was driven by his love for the original series, and just like J.J. Abrams when he directed the first installment, the other two possibilities are the one that The Revenant's Mark L. Smith wrote for Quentin Tarantino to direct, and Deadline broke that in late 2017, and another that was going to bring back the original cast at one time, with talk that Chris Hemsworth would return and play Chris Pine's father in a time travel narrative. S.J. Clarkson was attached to direct that, but exited for Game of Thrones. Now this just kind of covers a little bit more of the kind of backstory, I guess. Now, where they land now is, what we're hearing is that both the Hawley Pie project, which calls for a new cast and might be about a deadly virus, which might feel awkward given current circumstances. I really hate that. Side note, again, I really, really hate the fact that people go, oh, we can't talk about this because it's just happened. Why? People can relate to it even more so now. Like, why do you think, especially on Netflix, all the Contagion series and things like that went bang, #1? Because people can relate to it, so they actively engage with the content more. Fascinating. The mind of Hollywood. What are you doing? You'd think it's easy, right? But apparently not. Now, anyway, the Smith version, Tarantino dropped out as director, but the project is still viable based on an episode of the classic Star Trek series that takes place largely earthbound in a 30s gangster setting. That might serve the franchise best as Logan-like, I hate that, Logan-like spin-offs when the core franchise has been revitalized. So it goes on and says further, the other one, but the other one, but the other one might have the... What the fuck language is that? Can we just take a second, Deadline? The other one, but that the other one might have the cleanest path towards a relaunch, with an emphasis on boosting overseas gross numbers, which have never been the franchise's strong suit, and these decisions will take place over the next few weeks. I'm just recovering from my brain hemorrhage after reading that. Basically, Star Trek continues to be a monster franchise for Viacom CBS, so they want to make sure that they get it right. One reason the Hemsworth Pine version stalled is the high price of keeping the original cast in place. Between Fargo and a book he is completing, Hawley, who made his directing debut on the art house pie Lucy in the Sky, has plenty to keep him occupied. Stay tuned. So the short of it is, right, Hawley's project's done by the sounds of it. He's kind of off the cards for now. However, there is a Smith version which was written for Quentin Tarantino. That is still around. Anything else is done, and Hawley is off the cards. But the major take home, and it really is major take home, is that you've got Emma Watts here championing it. Emma Watts' top priority at Paramount: figure out Star Trek reboot. Okay, so she's stalled it. New film chief Emma Watts, who managed many a franchise at Fox, is in the process of figuring out which way to go. And very smart, she's gone, stop everything. We'll just stop everything. We'll completely stop everything, and then we'll start to go forward. Now, like I said, I think this is really, really good news, but it also just goes to confirm earlier things that we've already said, that they're basically floundering. They don't know where to go. They have no clue. There's no direction with the ship. Irony. So, or punny. But with Emma Watts there, I feel like there's going to be some real high positives, because I think Emma Watts is fine. She's good. Some bad stuff, obviously. Everyone makes bad decisions, but I think for this to move forward in the best possible way, I think they've got the right person, Emma Watts. So what do you guys think of this? Are you aware of who Emma Watts is, first and foremost? Like I said, she handled a lot of stuff at Fox. Quite pivotally, Alien, Predator, as well as Planet of the Apes. Those might be things that a lot of people hate, I know, but at least she got them made in a time where these films were like off the cards entirely. And I think that's what's important to note, is that she does have access to, she has sway, and given the right sort of script and the right path, I think it'll be good. At least she's a fan of sci-fi. I think that's the main thing. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. If you're new here, then hey, look, please do hit subscribe. Please stay up to date on the world of pop culture movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Please do share the video. Also, side note, guys who say they're never notified, or I don't turn up in their recommended and things like this, or in their subscription box, it's actually because you haven't watched a video that's been recommended to you for a while. That's how YouTube's algorithm works these days. So just as an FYI. But anyway, thank you so much. Take care.